All right, all right. How is everyone doing this evening?
Hey, hi.
Whether it's morning or night or middle of the day, wherever you are, it's something going on, right? So tonight is a fun one we're having today. We are talking about independent films and independent filmmakers. And give me 1 second, because right before I introduce the group, I just got somebody who popped in and he's waiting backstage. And hello!
Hey guys,
Hey.
What's up?
Made it back to Minnesota.
back here in
So-
Minnesota, eh?
Minnesota.
Yeah.
He is back.
Oh,
So it was a great weekend. We were out filming the Red Huntress episode 2. And today we have a nice little squad today for our thing. So as everyone knows, tonight we are going to be talking about independent filmmakers and their projects. We're going to be promoting people's work and what the heck are the animals doing behind the Red Huntress?
This is
Someone
right.
just started off with that.
We can't tell.
That would be one of my best friends. Sorry.
There it is. How's it going, Sosavarian?
Go hide.
So this is, so it's going to be a nice little fun podcast night. So I'm going to start going down the line. As always, my co-host Lillian is with me this evening. And we have 4 other guests who are tuning in. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3. Yes, 4 other guests we are counting on. All of them who are also on the Red Huntress. Some you have seen, and the others you will be seeing. So, can Ace? No, not there. I'm sorry about that.
He wants to go
she's
on here
playing-
too.
Yeah, she wants to get on here. No, she can't get on here yet.
The dogs
Hi,
are
buddy.
taking over.
It's a she. It's a she.
Misgendering him, her.
She's so next we have Sydney Author, who is right next to me on the screen, and she also is a book writer, right?
I am.
Yes.
There's my book. Yes.
I always get the book like Learn to Go mixed with Indiegogo because I'm so used to doing the two, like going on the two, so
Oh, I
it's like
love the graphic. Love the graphics on that.
Thank you. Let me. I can actually grab the book so you can see it
Yes,
better.
please.
she will be
Oh, is
pulling
that
out
the
book.
pole behind you too? Yes,
I call it
ma'am.
my podcast room. So
Yes, ma'am.
it's multi-purpose. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like that.
I think I need like an extra heavy duty pole for myself to get up on
Yes.
there.
It holds quite a bit. You're good to go. But
Okay.
yeah, it's called Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. So it's a humongous title because I talk too much.
Yeah, good for you. Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. And to my bottom of me, right down there, we have Mary. Last time I was like that, and it was going the wrong way in the reverse. I'm like, no, wait, this way. So we have Mary Kate tuning in with us. How's everything going with you, Mary Kate?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Is that just one word we're gonna say tonight?
Yes.
Fantastic. As everyone knows, Mary Kate will be playing as our gargoyle in episode 3. So we'll be talking a little bit about that and some special things that me and Clifton and Mac talked about over the weekend. So it's gonna get real spicy tonight. All right, now over here, let me move right down there. Right, see that right there? Yeah, right there. Right down in our middle center, we have the red. Everyone point! Come on, everyone point. The main star of the Red Huntress is right in the
Don't do that.
middle center over there. Sammy Morningstar, how are you doing, Sammy? How are you this evening? How is
five.
your hair? How is your red hair? How is everything? High five.
Oh,
5 times.
I'm
Down
scared away.
low. Go up. You got to go high.
Go
Come
in.
on. Don't leave me hanging.
I know,
Come on. There you
I was
go.
gonna say, you gotta
All
do-
right.
It's
Yeah.
our Brady Bunch, but we just need 3 more teeth.
We do.
3
Yes.
more above.
Yeah.
Oh, I think next time we'll have more, and then I'll do did it.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
the story.
Me.
I'm gonna cast the Red Huntress, who is gonna look like this. You know what?
They'll
I'm
be in our
actually.
outfits, all scary.
Here's what I'll do next week. On our next one, I think Christmas will be right before, right? Are we gonna
Yep.
catch Christmas one more Monday before Christmas? I will get enough people so we can do the Brady Bunch, and I will write a parody of the Red Huntress with the
Yeah.
Brady Bunch. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I
Sammy
will
has
tell
to make
everybody.
her she's Alice.
Yes, so
Mhm.
we are going to do that. All right. So we introduced Sammy. How's your day going? How's your hair red? Tell me what's going on.
It's going really, really good. It's still red.
It's still red. It better still be red because we're gonna have problems if it's not red. Okay.
I mean, I do have a blonde movie coming up. I know, it's my favorite.
Oh, you better put a wig on. I'm telling you this now. You better steal Lillian's hair or Mary Kate's hair, or you're gonna end up like
Combine
Clifton.
the two.
And to our far right, everyone point over to our far right. Oh no. Bring it back. You right there. On our bottom far right, we have Clifton, also known as Apex. So Clifton, how are you doing? I know we just seen each other like not even 12 hours ago. How are you doing?
Right, from Illinois to Minnesota. I'm good. I'm a bit tired, a little hungry.
You know,
but
Our
we're
teams
here.
are playing against each other right now in football, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Monday Night Football, and I'm not watching because I know we're gonna lose anyway. So the Bears got to wait another. As a Bears fan, I got to wait again till next year. Yeah, big woof. I'm used to it. So, all right, now we got everybody here. I don't know what I was gonna say. Boom. Actually, I knew I was gonna say. Pop up a comment because I wanted to run that through. I wanted to know, ever since Sydney told me about the show, is Sammy's real last name Morningstar? Sammy?
Not
What do
yet.
you want?
Oh,
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. You
great
heard that.
answer. I
Not-
love that answer.
No, she is Alice Strawingberg for right now, okay? Oh, I'm just saying, being in the horror show actually related to the original Morningstar who felt.
That is why
Yeah,
I chose
actually,
it.
okay, because I did remember that. That's actually, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Because I was like, that sounds like something familiar because Mac likes watching the show Lucifer. So,
Oh, that's my man crush.
that's your man crush? What happened to Brad Pitt?
I never was a fan of Brad Pitt.
Oh gosh. Oh. So, all right. So tonight we are going to be discussing about not just our films of the Red Huntress, but we're going to be talking about everybody else's film this evening. And so here are the rules how we're going to do this for this evening. I have people who turned in their cover photos of the projects that they're working on. We'll be doing check-ins, so go ahead and check in the comments right now and say that you're here, who dropped their poster in there, and then we'll be discussing it. We'll be asking you questions about the project. We'll be looking at your Indiegogo, and yeah, we'll just be asking you questions for here. And if you have any questions to one of us from needing advice from an acting point of view or a directing point of view or whatever, this is the great opportunity. That's why we're here today. My mindset is always competitions at the bottom and collaborations at the top. That's my number one thing. And because out here in this industry, everybody's always competing against everybody, and it becomes so bad where people start hating on each other. They get jealous. And why did you cough during that, Sammy? You coughed at the wrong time. What's going on here? You got some issues?
Yeah, just a little hate club, but it's okay.
Just a little hate club. So, that's interesting, but we'll keep that for another time. But anyway, we want everyone to come together. This is us, it's independent filmmakers. We work hard. We're working on the lowest budget, on the lowest resources. So we got to work together. We got to help each other out. So, I would say let's start with Sydney. Sydney, what's your acting background? How are you involved in the industry?
Let's see. My acting background would be starting with middle school show choir. I I've always had an interest in acting, but I never did anything about it until this past year, actually. I got a couple extra spots on independent films, Stelco the movie, on actually a trauma film called The Power of Positive Murder. I just had a little extra part on that. And then I got my first role in an indie film called Curse of the Ghostwriter, and that's going to be coming out soon. Let me see what else. There's another one I'm not sure I might get cut out of, so I'm not going to mention that one until I'm in it. But then through Reaper, I found out about the Red Huntress, and I saw the first episode, and I fell in love with it, and had to reach out and see if I could be a part of this because it looks so awesome, and everything that I've seen that we've done so far with episode 2, I just cannot wait to see what it looks like when it's done.
Awesome. Yes, there's some really gruesome scenes for poor Sydney. We have some pictures of that.
Yeah.
Oh, is
So-
that her eyeball? Was that your eyeball?
That was,
Yes,
yeah,
that
I was
was
like,
her.
I sent the picture to my family because they were doing cookie baking that weekend, and I had to be like, I can't make it because I'm going to Chicago. So I was
remember
like,
talking
I
about
think I
that.
got something in my eye on set, and then I sent them.
They said
Nasty. Oh my god.
Sydney's been on TV.
I was on a game show in middle school, and I won everything.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fun.
on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it was called Think Fast. I was in the audience
Oh.
for Double Dare, but I was on Think Fast.
Awesome.
That's
Oh my God, that's
awesome.
so cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, lucky get to be on Nickelodeon. Like, man.
It was great because
Back when it
one
was
thing.
good too.
I'm sorry.
I said back when it was good too.
Exactly.
Nickelodeon was good. Yeah.
But that's one thing that I've learned. Like anybody that wants to get into acting or wants to do anything, say yes. Like I waited until I was 49 years old to do this, and you didn't miss the boat. Like I waited until my kids were adults to be able to give myself permission to follow the things that I want to do. And this year has been fantastic. Like I've just been trying new things. Give it a go. If it's not your jam, well, then at least you tried it. But reach out and see who you can connect with and be willing to give it your all, because success is not pie. Just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean you can't do it too. So get out there and say yes and enjoy yourself. We only get to go around once.
I
Beautiful.
agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. I 100% agree. How about you, Lillian? What started you? How did you get into how did you come across the independent filmmaking world?
Well, as a kid, I used to play adventures. Like I liked doing like pretending like I was in an action movie. So I would just play with the neighborhood kids and like act like being like chased and stuff like that. Just like Sydney, I kind of I always wanted to do acting, but I let I struggled with like mental health issues like depression and such over the years, and I let that kind of hold me down or whatever, or keep not. I kept talking myself out of doing the stuff I really wanted to do, and then finally, back in 2011, I had a friend of mine who I had because I had interest in writing, and he trusted me to look at his script years ago, and he's like, oh, give me your thoughts and stuff like that, and I did, and then we kind of lost touch, and then we through Facebook, of course, we reconnected, and I saw that he posted a thing about, oh, my film that I wrote is going to be screening at such and such event. I'm like, you know what, I should go support it. And I went and I saw it. And then I got introduced to people in the film industry. Willie Atkins, I don't know if any of you know him. Oh, somebody named Willie Vodka is here.
Oh, he's my clown.
Willie Vodka?
As soon
Does
as
he
you
have
said
a golden-
bully, it came up.
Does he have a golden ticket?
He's the greatest clown in the business. Sorry, guys.
Willie Vodka.
Stop.
Let me put him up here. Hang on. There it is. Willie Vodka. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
Meet
to
Cherry
our-
Vodka.
Cherry vodka. So
yeah,
that
so
that
then I just got involved in he's a huge fan.
Aww. He's my favorite clown. What can I say?
Oh, yay!
oh, look at that.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm trying
yeah,
to
so
share.
then
Some,
I just got involved in the independent film stuff through that. That was kind of like my point of entry, and then I just started doing a bunch of stuff. And you're right, I would just like do everything, student films, anything that came up, and so I've been. That's kind of, and then I just went from there. So
there you go. And now you're doing acting. All right. How about you,
yes,
Mary Kate?
yeah,
How did you get involved? Let's go to our
So,
bottom left.
I've kind of always been like a weirdo and a creative and an artist. And anything that I could do, from making like somebody's wedding cake to making their flowers or planning the entire event or doing a birthday party and like making giant cupcakes the size of like New York, like I
Cupcake.
had to get an outlet to just create somehow all the time. Didn't matter what it was. If I could make something for someone, I would do it with open arms because it was such a release for me. So just like Sydney had said, like it's recently been like within this year, I had friends that were involved with the Clown Motel franchise, and it came around for the third movie, and I was like, you know what? I've watched them do this. I've been like, dang, that would be so stinking cool. And I was like, I'm going for it. You know, I'm just gonna go both feet in, and I ended up having so much fun. It was like horror movie summer camp for me. I got to help make effects. I was in the movie. I, did clown makeup, like you name it. You know what I mean? We were like making breakfast. Like I would do it again too, over and over and over. I will do it again over and over. It was so much fun, and I ended up having the nastiest death scene, and it was beautiful with Jinx, and she like kicks me, and I like, oh, it's just amazing. So that was the start of it. And then for the last year, I've been doing all kinds of stuff, from like a Christmas one that I can't really talk about because it's not out yet. But it was amazing. Like I was an annoying caroler, and then I have to like, run away from a scary guy that throws a knife at my head, and just all kinds of fun stuff. Shark, Halloween shark. I'm gonna get eaten. That's gonna be amazing. Like I love the. I'll do it. You know what I mean? The dumb girl that dies first. Boop, boop. Cast me because I love it. I'll do it every time.
That's
No.
awesome.
It's a release. It's so
Willy
much fun. It's a
Vodka.
gift every day. So,
Willy
That's
Vodka
about
says super
I know.
fangirling right now.
so he was on Clown Motel with me. He's my
And
clown buddy.
so Sovarian is so much art starts with cake.
True.
It does. I love
Everybody
cake.
needs cakes.
Especially dark chocolate cake. I really like dark chocolate cake. That's good. All right, Miss Superstar in the middle, Miss Red Huntress.
Yes.
Where did you start? How did you get into filmmaking?
So I just started a little over a year ago. It was actually kind of a fluke. My boss knows I love horror movies, and he does too. So somebody sent him an email about a casting call about 45 minutes away from us. He's not interested in doing movies, so he sent it to me because I was on social media and doing stuff anyway. So I showed up for the casting call, and it just kind of skyrocketed from there. That's how I started, and been going since. I don't have any experience at all. Just what I've been doing this past year.
She's
Yeah,
green
you've been
behind
doing
the
it. You've
ears.
been doing a lot.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I kind of like the color red. Okay, listen. How can you kind of like the color red?
Yeah, you
Kind
either like
of.
it or you
It
don't.
looks better when it's washed. It's just really dirty and oily and greasy right now.
Yeah. And we also have someone new on here, Darth Von
Oh,
Pokemon.
I know who this is.
You can live
Chris,
in, do
you
the
rat.
Humpty dance. Hey,
All right,
do the
I'm gonna reveal the inside joke about this. So
Are you gonna do it? Or are you gonna do it? Or are you
No,
gonna
no,
what?
no. Okay, so I love doing karaoke, and we've had like several karaoke parties at our house. And Chris is a regular goer of these karaoke parties, and it's an inside joke because he sings the Humpty Dance. in
Okay.
karaoke. So, and we
That's
always
so
ask
great.
him, do the Humpty dance.
That's
So
great
that's
because
what
my
that's
younger
about.
brother did the Humpty dance at his daughter's
So,
wedding.
are you gonna do the Humpty dance,
I'm missing
Lillian?
out. I don't know what this is. I
Not
think
me.
we need to
That's not
educate
my
us.
I think you should. I think you should do the Humpty dance.
Yeah.
Stop
I
what
have
you're
no
doing
idea
because I'm about to ruin the image in the style that
Well,
you're used to. You don't know this
first,
song?
Lucy Resident says hello, hello, welcome to our chat.
Hello.
We're talking about Lillian about to do the Humpty dance for us because our
Oh hell no.
fans would love to
No,
see
Chris
that.
is. He's got to call in and he can sing that.
And-
the
There you
Humpty
go.
And
dance.
Willy Vodka, I have
We get
$5
$5.
on a Humpty dance.
How
You
do
see that? $5.
Listen,
Come on, earn some money
it is
for us.
not entertaining when I do it. It is so entertaining when Chris does it.
No, obviously, someone's willing to, support the stream and do $5 if Lillian does the Humpty dance. I will haunt you with this, Lillian, because you have to do it.
You know what? I propose definitely one of our streams, Keith. It's a karaoke stream.
A karaoke stream.
Yes.
So fun.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know. People are laughing. Someone said episode 3 twist. Maybe. Should we have her do the Humpty dance?
I can see your
Before
I
she
like
kills
it.
someone, do
Right,
Humpty
right.
dance. We're waiting, Lillian. We're waiting.
I don't even know how it goes. Let me put this
Well,
in.
just
There's
try
a
it.
stream
Just
that
do the Humpty dance. Just try it. What do you think the Humpty dance looks like? Just try it.
I don't know
Hold
how
on.
it goes.
I'm on YouTube.
I would.
So is it a song?
Tone
It's a
deaf.
song,
Let's
yeah.
do it.
It's a song.
Come
Okay.
It's a song by
on.
Digital Underground from, I think, the early 90s. I don't think it was the late 80s. It's early 90s.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Okay, come on, Lillian. Do
The
it.
song's amazing.
If I have the words, I don't have the.
Okay, what's the lyrics to it? What,
All right, stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to.
Oh!
Take a little.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Oh!
Google.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and do it. Everyone, okay,
I gotta
does
hear the
everyone in the comments,
music. I'm
you
typing
can pop
it.
the music out real quick and do the Humpty dance. Everyone is saying
Hold on.
to do
How
it.
did- Chris,
I'm
Lily's
afraid you're
being
going to
too
get pinged
humble.
for copyright. Because I got
No,
pinged
as-
playing
Lillian is
music
being
online.
too humble. Yeah.
You don't have to play it. You just have to have it going on in your head. Just kind of just do it. Just show it. You don't have to do it long. Just do it. See,
I don't know
See?
Oh my gosh. It is
I'm
a
putting
dance
that-
or it is a song. That's hilarious.
We want to see her do the Humpty dance.
The lyric
Yeah, that
goes,
is a-
I look funny, but yo, I'm making money.
See, so the rules are ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool with town. My sound played down by the underground.
Perfect. Oh, man. I'm spunky.
singing
and
it
I'm
right
You're
now.
getting called out,
Lucky.
Lillian. You're
Yep.
getting called. Let Sydney do it real quick. Dude,
I'm
just
not
do
doing the
a
whole
few.
Humpty
No,
dance.
no. Just do a verse.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to do
Just
the
do a
oatmeal
verse,
part.
and Lillian will do
Oh,
the
you
dance.
want the
That's
real
right.
part? Wait a minute. Let me
Yeah,
get
just
it.
do the verse
Oatmeal
because we're not
part.
trying to get
It's
copywritten. So just do a
crazy.
quick
Put it up
verse
backwards
and
put
have
it-
this one. We do not own the song
Not in
to the
right
Humpty
song,
dance. We
yeah.
don't own it. Okay,
Oh my
we don't
god.
own any of this.
No,
This is just
no.
Sydney's spin-off version of it.
I
And
don't think it
Lillian's
would be
dance.
allowed because it's karaoke. But I don't know.
Maybe,
It's
yeah.
beautiful. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's just, I like to rhyme. I like my beats funky, I'm spunky. I like my meal lumpy, I'm sick with this. Straight gangsta Mac. But sometimes I get ridiculous. I'll eat up all your crackers and your licorice. Yo, fat girl. Come here, are you taking this? Yeah, I called you fat. Look at me, I'm skinny. You want me to keep going? I know this song.
No. We'll take a break right there.
She's like, I was born ready for this.
I didn't know if we could talk about the bathroom and all that. So,
Oh,
that verse
I
song.
guess Willy Vodka had enough with the karaoke Humpty
Yeah.
dance.
I scared Willy
Oh.
Vodka away, sorry.
You scared Willy Vodka. Well,
Hey, guys, I'm
anyway,
gonna say
next.
goodbye for the night, so I'm gonna get off of here. I've been
You're gonna
sitting all
say-
day driving, and I'm really
You-
uncomfortable here, so I'm gonna get off.
Oh,
You guys have a good night.
Oh.
oh man, we
Humpty
scared
dance.
everyone with the dance.
Driving them away.
It's just driving everybody away.
That was abrupt.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Well,
Oopsie.
he's tired.
Yeah,
He's
not-
tired.
Yeah.
He's tired. So, yeah, he's been he did great over the weekend. He was very tired, so he needs to go take a rest. So hey, did a great job. So thanks, Clifton, for tuning in. I know you're still listening, but thanks for tuning in with us and joining in. So, all right. So, as everyone knows, Clifton will be playing as. Oh, I can't spoil it yet. I won't say it yet, but I'll spoil it later. So.
Oh,
right.
somebody crushing on you.
Sydney's a new crush, and
It's
he's
my-
like, "Wait, what
my
just
oatmeal
happened?"
lumpy part. Just they can't take it. I like how Severian says, "Wait, what just happened?" Like he hasn't listened to me singing for the last 25 years. He knows exactly what just happened.
Oh god. So basically, Clifton was out filming. Clifton was filming with us over the weekend, and he just got home, so he had a long drive. So he needs his break. So I don't blame him. I would be tired too, but he made time for us, and he came out. So that's all I'm happy about. So he needs his rest. So. All right. So, moving forward, we got, let's see. We are going to show a little bit of the Red Huntress, just a little bit. For those who tuned in for their videos or promoting their videos, please jump in the chat and check in before I can talk about your film. So if we have questions and stuff, we can tune in. But this is some of the screenshots that we had from last filming that we took. So
I look so pretty.
You do.
I forgot to say viewer discretion is advised. So
Oh man, who does your eye makeup, girl? God, it's so good.
That's just a little wet and wild.
So
Maybe she's born with it.
Hilario was our special effects person. So he's
job.
Bravo.
yeah, he did a great job on that one. So we also have Ronnie, who's playing as our goblin. Little meet and greet with the Red Huntress and the goblin first time. We also have Erica Over, who played as the goblin here. Makeup was just great.
Incredible in that picture. It's so badass. I love it.
Sammy actually had a hand in it too. She did some makeup work, so she touched in there. Yeah, she touched in a little bit of it. And of course, here's me and Sammy over here.
Love it.
So, I really like this upcoming picture right here, because when I was color grading it, I was really trying to make sure that, everyone in the first episode, like when they watch it, a lot of people are like, not a lot of people, but a few people are like, hey, it's a little bit dark. It's, for outdoor scenes. Can you make it more poppy? And I wanted to go with like that old school, Van Helsing look, but I realized maybe that's not the way to go for this one. And let me switch up the color grading a little bit. And I took all that criticism and I made it work, especially this shot. I really was able to find a right color grading for her hair to really stand out with all that stuff. So it came out really awesome.
Yeah, the color grading is great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So it was great. So it was a good. Darth. Oh yeah. So which one is you, Sammy? Which one is you? So
I don't know. It's hard to find me.
Right.
All right. So we're gonna start doing our first film. Is Christopher Kaler on with us?
Yeah, he's Darth Von Pokemon.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Christopher Kaler.
Request for the
Oh,
hump.
okay,
Yeah,
Christopher.
Chris.
Oh, okay, that's Christopher
That's why I called him
Kaler.
Brad.
Oh, okay. So that's Christopher Kaler. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna talk about Christopher's film. I'll pull it up right now. It's called The Boy with the Bluest Eyes. So I'm gonna go pull up on our. I know he commented on our post. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. All right. So the storyline of this is An elderly man struggles to recount the details of a boy's demise, but his memory might be selective by choice. And Christopher Kaler is the one who directed it. So, Chris, what made you come out with this story? Is it released yet? Is it still in production? I wear glasses like Superman to hide my identity. That's what he said. So, is it what made you come up with this concept? What made you come up with this story to write, and what made you want to turn into a film? He's like not answering my questions.
Oh, it's out.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so it's out already. All right, perfect. So it's out. Awesome. So is it on YouTube? I'm assuming. Let me see if I can pull this up. Hang on. Go put this on here. Well, just give me 1 second and I will see if I can pull this up on here. There's so many of them. I don't know which one is which. But if you can send me the link, I can go ahead and put that up. And I can put on there. So he says a friend sent me a 2-person script. Okay. And then Scarlett just jumped in. Hello, y'all.
Chris, I bet that with it being a 2-person script, that made it relatively simple to make and cost. It was the cost. You kept the cost low, just having 2 people in there. I would think.
I agree. Smaller productions are always easier to do.
I don't know how you do it, Keith, the logistics, because you've got so many moving parts all the time.
I guess that's just because I'm crazy. So I'm just a crazy person when it comes to that type of stuff. So, but I'm not too. I think always starting off with smaller. I feel like if I wrote a small script, like a 2-person, it will be so much easier than what it is. But it's not about how many moving parts it is. It's how you deliver the story. It's how the story is written. Does it have somebody get attracted to it? Is someone emotionally pulled into it? And I really, when I look at the title, I like it. I like the concept of it. It cost me millions of dollars, hooker.
Yeah, that's another running joke Chris has. He calls any of his female friends hookers. So.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
He always has.
He must have a lot of friends.
Must have a lot of friends. So that is awesome, Chris. So that is awesome, Chris. I know Chris has been on a few different sets. Is this your first film or is this your only film you direct, or I know you have more, right?
Yeah, type fast, Chris. Come on, pick it up.
Type fast.
I can vouch for the fact that he has done other films. So.
He has done other films. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I've been in a couple of them. So.
All right. So that's awesome. I always tell everyone short films are sometimes the way to go, because it's just easier. It's sometimes you don't want to put the dedication and going so long. It's like a movie over a series. It's just people get tired from series. You know what I mean? After a certain point, there's so many film series out there that are running for years and years and years. I watched Blue Bloods and they just ended 3 days ago their whole series, and I'm like, holy cow, it's years they ran that. So
yeah, Chris.
Show off.
I've done more than everyone put together. That's crazy. Yeah, so you have to have a drive, because that's another thing, is completion. if you're not completing your films, it's like, what's the point? I know a lot of people out there who write so many stories, but they can't complete them. You know, they
Mhm.
always jump from one story to another, to another, to another, and they're like, "Come on, dude! Like, where's our where's it at?" You know, I get when money gets really tight, but like, you know, money gets tight, but you know, stick with that one story. You know, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. So cool. So everyone can check out The Boy with the Bluest Eyes by Christopher Kaler. If you don't have him on Facebook, you can find him on Facebook. So and Christopher, when you get the time, can you drop the link in our chat so we can go on from there and I can post it up for that. So all right, so is Maurice McCoy in here? Oh, I just saw him right there. There you go. Because he said Chris plays Bubba Sawyer in The Evil 3. So, okay. So, all right, Maurice, you're up right now with your film. I'm obviously thinking it's a movie. Um, Jason Escapes from Hell. So this is I'm assuming this is a remake, of course, of the Jason series. Is that correct? And I believe Sammy's a part of this, right?
Yep.
You are Sammy. That is great. That is great. That is great. So, Maurice, what's your is it released yet? I hear the dog answering. The dog's answering for him. Maurice is drunk. Maurice is drunk. As Lillian says, you gotta type fast. Oh, it's okay. There he is. There he is. So it is. So it is out.
Awkward silence or awkward.
Yeah. So it is. Okay. So where can we watch? Where can we watch it, Maurice? Or did you say yes, sir, to something else, or yes, sir, to it's out already?
Pre-production.
You're in pre-production still. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So how is that working out with everything? I know pre-production can be like the hardest thing. I don't know. I don't think pre-production's hard. I think pre-production. I think it's one of the most important things about filming because it's like starting everything off. And has any one of you guys written, like, actually like directed or like wrote a story or anything like that? Except for Lillian. Well, yeah, Lillian. You know. So so how, Lillian, when you did pre-production, you know, how was that for you?
So for me, part of my problem is pre-production was kind of skipped over, and you know, that would not be the best way to go, is skipping over that, because it requires more planning. Part of it was Derange evolved because it first had another director. You know, there are all these things that you know, I end up directing it just by default. Basically, I just wanted a film that I could star in, that had a really cool, you know, female lead character that I could play. So I wrote it for that purpose. And I didn't want to direct it, but I had somebody else directing it. He couldn't do it at the time. He didn't have time or whatever, so he backed out. And then I had somebody else that was going to direct it, who ended up just being the DP for the project. But so it was like, I guess I'll direct it, even though that's, you know, I don't have the experience for it. And going back to your point about short films, like for me, like my next project, I do not want to do a feature, and I think I may do a thing where I'm not in it, like just to get more practice with directing and something smaller that I can manage as opposed to a feature film, because I want to get more practice on that. And when you're like the lead and you're directing it by default, basically,
Right.
it's really challenging to wear all those hats. So
Right.
I did not do enough of the pre-production that I should have done.
And I mean, pre-production's like super important. I think it sets everything up. It sets the table up. You know, once you're done with your story, I think it should go into storyboarding. and then storyboarding into pre-production, and then go on, because I know there are people out there who, you know, they don't get pre-production done correctly, and they end up bombing multiple times their film because they don't start from the basics, or they keep changing things over and over. So
Yes, that was a
pre-production.
big problem with Deranged because there was too many cooks in the kitchen, and like kept getting changed. Parts of the story kept getting changed. I'm just like, you know,
Yeah, I
you got to put your
completely-
foot down right away. And it's like I like to be nice to everybody. I don't like you know what I mean. Like I'm too nice, and then so I don't just sit there and say this is how it's gonna be.
right.
And it's very frustrating. But yeah, you definitely need to plan it out.
So Maurice said my Indiegogo was supposed to be delivered on this past Halloween, but I was working with I'm not going to say that on there, but a DP who I'm currently fighting in court, but I have to reshoot my trailer next summer, ... bummed. So sorry to hear about that. Like I said, you know, sometimes you just gotta, I don't know the full story, what happened. Hopefully everything gets worked out. And yeah, that type of stuff that happens in film sets, you know. You can have I wouldn't say bad, but like an experienced person who worked on set, and I worked with people who were not experienced on set before, where they just keep on, you know, they just want to do things just to get it out. Like when I first started, all I was thinking about was explosions and cool VFX, and it doesn't make any sense. Someone can be sitting on the toilet, boom, explosive diarrhea, lightsabers coming out from it. Ha! You know what I mean?
It kind of makes sense.
What happened?
It kind of makes sense.
It does.
Explosion of diarrhea.
Yeah, explosive diarrhea and just yes, blaster fire coming out from the ass. You know, so I mean, so it's one of those things that it's like, you know, you're gonna run into people who you probably can't work around with. But I always say, like, for me, I always feel like your production run as good as your leader. That's how I always say it. Like anything, your job will run as good as its boss. You know, so if you have your higher up, and I'm not saying everybody is bad at what they're doing, but I'm saying it's like, if you are up on top and you just kind of like have like this way of acting to other people, that vibe starts going down the line. I mean, have any one of you guys worked with, I mean, how many sets? I mean, each and every one of you had some sort of bad experience about working on set. I'm assuming, right? On a set. You all had each bad experience. I don't know, Sydney, have you? Because
I'm still relatively new.
Okay.
So
I'm glad you haven't gotten that yet, because a lot of people who start off new usually get like a bad experience. Usually it's like
right away.
No, well, I mean, of course, you know, some people do things in a way that I kind of think, why would you do it that way? But I wouldn't say it's like bad. It's just, are you sure you know what you're doing? You know,
Right.
like kind of.
Yeah.
But it's not that they were, you know, like dictators and beating on the actors or anything. You know, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, that makes absolutely no sense to me, but it's your show, so here I am. You know, like.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you got to follow through. So, real quick before we continue that conversation, you guys can go to his GoFundMe. They're raising funds. It's Jason Escape from Hell F13. You can go check that out over there. And if you want to donate, or if you're looking to join Maurice's team, with that, you can go ahead and reach out to him. So that's pretty cool, Maurice. I hope the production goes well, and I hope everything goes smooth. So, as always, they say break a leg. So, but that's theater. So, okay. So, before let's see. Let's see, Ryan Barrett in the group chat. I'll give it like a 5 seconds, and then we'll talk about something else. I don't know if he's in here yet.
It looks like you can collab with Variant for your toilet effects.
Yeah, okay, let's do something. Let's do it. Ass Blasters 2. This time it's personal.
That kind of sounds like a porn.
Oh my gosh.
You are not wrong there. That's hilarious.
Ass Blasters 2. We got to make it like an 80s vibe too. It can't be like modern. It has to be like 80s vibe. Where it's just like just walking in like, you know, they come in and it was just like it was a long. What will it be horror? Because that would be a funny horror, like a little like those comedy horrors. It's gonna be called Ass Blasters, and it's just one of those things where it's like they came in and whatever's in the stomach's like Alien, where they pop out the stomach, but it comes out your ass. You know, it's just like the giant turd. They're like, you know, Turd Invasion 2 or something like that, where it came out the toilet and started trying to kill people. You know?
It's like the shit demon in Dogma.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like scary. It was like from Scary Movie. I think it's the second one or the third one when they made fun of The Exorcist, and the priest was in the toilet, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Let's see. He said it could be like E.T., the alien from the ass wants a friend.
Ouch.
You're just sitting here like, yeah, and you hear, Dada, Dada, what the hell? Look inside. I want to be, you're my new Dada now. Like, what? You gave birth to me. It's like, oh, no more Mexican food. Oh. But going back to films, does anyone like have an experience how they dealt with like a bad set? Like you're on set of a bad set, and you know maybe you didn't get along with the director, maybe you ran heads with someone in on the cast. How did you guys go about it? Like, you don't have to say names or anything, but like just something to have everyone know how they can go about that situation, because there's always that situation where it's like, I want to be a part of the film, but I just don't know how to bring it up to the director or someone about the situation. How would you have you been through an experience like that, and how would you go about it?
With like unity, you know what I mean? Like, we had a situation like that where somebody was kind of trying to go rogue, and they did, and trying to take everything in a different direction and kind of go solo and be like, I'm the coolest and whatever. And the biggest thing to do is just everyone just comes together at that point. You know what I mean? It's a collaboration. If you want to be a part of that, that's super awesome. If you don't, then you've got to go your own way. And Godspeed, I hope you well. And that's what ended up happening. And everyone else came together as like a family, you know what I mean, in this film, because that's what happens. You spend so much time with these people. Like, I love everybody that I work with. It's such an amazing, like, because we're all weirdos, we're all those creative people that like are kind of like on the outer rim of their family, And when you put us all in one big thing, it's like you find your people.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I call it like my film family. I love seeing.
Yes, totally. I totally
like,
feel like I found my people.
Yeah.
So we just go with it that way. It's like, we're a team. We're gonna do this project till the end. We're in it to win it, and it kind of just like pushes the negativity out, and it's like, okay, you don't want to be in the bubble, don't be in the bubble. If you want to go be a big star on your own, go be a big star on your own, and I wish you luck. So, but it depends. Again, if it's an actor, it's a little bit easier than if it's like the director, you know what I mean? But that's kind of it, is just kind of band together and then get the project done. But
no, 100%. I agree with that. Sammy, do you have any? You've been quiet over there lately. How about you? You had any bad experience on sets?
She's like, almost every single one. I have so much
I hate. It's like, I hate all of you.
She's like, not till the Red Huntress. No, I'm just kidding.
It's for like after the sets, not on the sets.
I hate everyone equally.
Pretty much, yes. But I've had a set that was like pure chaos, just like completely unorganized. I think that's the worst thing I've had to deal with so far. As far as like other actors, if I'm having a problem with them, I try to go to them first, and then if we can't figure it out, I'll go to the director. Just let them know there's stuff going on. But really, you just have to either spit it out or suck it up. There's no in between.
Mhm.
I agree. You know, and like also it's wow, I forgot what I was gonna say, but Paul just jumped. Be as professional as you can. You might have to work together,
Yep.
but that's it. I
Mhm.
100% agree with that because, you know, as I always tell everyone, okay, you go to your job, you go in there, you do the work.
Get out of here, Chris.
Sammy's a predator. Wow.
Well, the thing is, too, like one thing that I've learned in the last year is that there's a humongous spider web of people that are all connected.
Oh yeah.
And you never know when you're going to have to work with somebody again. So, like Paul said about being professional, you know,
Mhm.
that's all you can do because you might be on a set with them again. And if there's bad blood, it's just going to
Yeah.
make your life
Absolutely.
harder. So,
Yep.
Yep. Absolutely.
So Scarlett said we had one guy keep hitting on all the ladies. You know what? That is actually very common on sets, and
Annoying.
it goes
Mhm.
vice versa. It's not just, you know, guys hitting on women. Women hit on the guys too, on the directors, and they like do all that, you know, all this stuff. I in situations like that, if someone came up to me and said, "Hey, this person's hitting on me," and like I get it, like okay, if they said, "Hey, like, hey, Sammy, I really like you, and I want to take you out on a date," and you're like, "Fuck you, no," you know, um, you know, and you're like, "No, I'm good. I'm trying to keep it professional," and he keeps going back and forth, and you're still like saying, "Please get away, like, stop," you know. I definitely would bring that to the attention of the director, you know, and you know that's very important. And if the problem is, I know sometimes, usually the director can get it figured out, but it's what happens outside of set because
Mhm.
I know
Sometimes
a
it's
lot
the
of people.
director too, though.
Yes, I was about to say sometimes the director can be the person hitting on you, and what do? You know, for me, I don't know how that like works because I never was in that situation. But like, have you ever had a director hit on you? And how do you go about it to other actresses out there? How do you tell them how to go about that situation?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, I'm saying it's an open question. So it's basically
No,
saying
luckily.
it, so it's basically saying how would you tell other actresses who are getting hit on by their director? I mean, it doesn't even have to be
It
actresses,
is. I
be
think it has
actors.
to
You
do
know,
with tolerance level too,
Yeah.
because this isn't really a director, but I've been on sets where, like, you know, like somebody was being obnoxious, like saying that this was years ago, and what I did, it was making other people uncomfortable. This guy that was like say all this stuff to me, and I just kept insulting him. Like I'm one of these people that like I'll grapple with the person, like I'll
Yeah.
just say stuff back, and you know, so I handle it like it didn't really bother me. I don't know if it just I you know, I put up with more or what. But other
Mhm.
people, like the director came to me afterwards and was like, I am so sorry that that was going on. And there was another actor that was like, you know, who is this guy? And I just kept insulting him back. Like, I just, I don't know. That's just my personality. But
Yeah.
like, it just has to do with your tolerance level because some people, like, if somebody's saying inappropriate things to them, it might really be upsetting to them and they might, you know, say something right away, have a problem with it right away. Or there's people who are like, I don't care, you know, it doesn't bother me.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, the director, that's a different thing because it's a power.
that's the thing. It's like you don't want to, because I know I had people come up to me and said, you know, this is a situation. I really love the story, but the director's just not getting off my ass. You
Mhm.
know, and when do you say no? You can't just. For some people, I know they block on social media. They will block you off that platform, which is okay as long as you can come together and work on set together with somebody, that's okay. It's when that drama starts going from their personal to set, that's when the issues start coming in. Because I know people who block other actors and they're on the same set. You know, they just don't want to deal with it, and they have all rights. Because people are like, oh well, they blocked me. I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with the set? You know, that's you can block people from your job and you have to go into work, but people take it so personal. It's like they don't want you on their page. They don't have to deal with it. You're not.
But I mean,
signed on
there's
to
like
do it.
famous cases of like you've heard of the show I Love Lucy, and I think you know, Ethel and the character Ethel and her husband Fred, in real, I mean, their relationship was like snarky, but in real life, they were two actors that hated each other. You know, so
Right.
it's like, but they had to work together, be professional.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
Wow,
you
that's-
have, and this is perfect.
You're
what
offensive to
Christopher
everyone,
said.
Chris. Come on now.
You're offensive to everyone. But no, Chris does have a good point. If anyone makes you feel unsafe, anyone, you need to say something. That goes for anything. If you're on set and you see some harassment or anything going on, you have to say something. Don't hide that, because that's how harassment starts. That's how situations go from good to bad. Because if you just don't feel comfortable, that's the number one thing about being on set. You tell everyone, you have to tell your cast, and this is like a director situation from up top, from a production level. You need to go to your cast and you say, if anybody feels uncomfortable about anything, you need to let me know. Now, if you tell me I feel uncomfortable because this person's wearing this color shirt, that whatever, throw that, you know what I mean? Or I don't want to say a curse word and it's written on the script.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know, but we're talking about actual like uncomfortabilities with people doing stuff to you, creeps, weirdos. The list goes on and on and on. So, but no,
Well, you
like,
have to. I feel like even as a director, it sets a bad precedent if you just let it go on. If you're the director and you know about it, it's good to clamp down on that, because it can reflect badly on you and your production if it's like, you know, somebody, you know, saying bad stuff during the production that's making somebody feel uncomfortable.
And then so Maurice just made a comment in the group chat. I'm gonna have you guys answer this. I gotta go let Mac in. So oh crap. All right, thank you. All right, check this out. Go ahead. You guys want to read that and answer it?
I'm gonna take my little walk right now too.
Okay.
I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I'm gonna take my walk.
All right. So, open question to any directors in chat. How do you guys deal with cast who feel like they can't come to talk to you when you've expressed you're an easy, understanding director to communicate with? Well, I mean, some people, I feel like some people are not good with one-on-one discussions or verbal discussions. So maybe, you know, in writing, sometimes I feel more comfortable, you know, just writing, communicating my thoughts to someone, because I know, like, in the heat of the moment, you know, I might get flustered and, you know, not say what I really want to say, because I'm like thinking inside the other person's head, like, oh, what are they thinking of me? And, you know, so maybe like suggesting that they do it in writing. And then plus you also have a record too, that you know, on this date you brought it to, instead of just saying, somebody can say, oh, they didn't say, didn't tell me any. Yeah.
I'm gonna read this question. I just jumped on. Open question to any directors in the chat. How do you guys deal with a cast who feel like they can't come talk to you when you expressed you're an easy, understanding director to communicate with? I'm going to tell you straightforward with that. It's never going to be, you can't just say it to people. You can't just go up and tell, guys, I'm an easygoing director. I'm chill, right? Actions speak louder than words. And you need to show that cast that you are that type of person. And sometimes by that is I know directors who go out there and yeah, they say all the nicest things, but the actions show otherwise. You know, if you're wasting actors' time on set, if you're wasting your time, you're just wasting production value and stuff like that, they won't earn that respect. But sometimes you'll just have casts who are just like, I don't care. Like, I just want to come in and work. Because you have to remember, you're making a, I guess you could say some actors will come in and they want to make friends with their directors. They want to, get that communication with them. But also at the other time, they don't want that. They just want to come in, they want to work, they want to go home. And that's just how it is, because when you come on set, I always tell people it's not all about fun and games. It's not. We're having fun, but we need to get this job done. And like I think be on another movie. If my cast can't talk to me, they must be on another movie, Christopher says. That's another thing. If they, I mean, you can take that either way. But I do think communication is key. So for you, Maurice, if you're telling, this is coming from another director, you know, you can't just force your cast into doing, something they don't feel comfortable with. You're going to get some people who'll talk to you about the situation, other people don't. Sometimes you have to be the one to tell your cast what's up indirectly so that they can feel somewhat comfortable, because it's that's just the name of the game. You can't have everybody, no one on your, words, twisting words, blah, long weekend. um you 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 can be the nicest director, but you just gotta get the trust of your cast. And if they won't talk to you but they do the job, then I guess it's okay, because they're doing the job, they're getting the job done. But also it depends on what you're doing. Are you doing something that's very are you doing something that's making somebody weird? Are you doing something that's pissing somebody off? Or there's so many questions behind it. But for a start, I always say, look at yourself to see what you're doing wrong. And I always tell that to myself. What am I doing wrong first before I bring it out to my cast? Because sometimes, like I said, it always starts from you. You're the director. You're running the show. So, I mean, that's my thought to it. So I would start looking at, maybe what you're doing wrong, what you can do better. Maybe talk to a cast member who you worked with, who who talks with you, and go on from there. So, and see, like, hey, what am I doing wrong? Is there something I'm doing differently that I should be doing, and stuff like that? So that's how I would answer your question. And then he says, I've been told I'm too soft. I mean, there are directors out there who are soft. There are people out there who are soft, but it's not like in a bad way. It's just, we're just trying not to have any problems. Like, I mean, I get walked on a lot by some actors. You know what I mean? Like, people have told me, "Oh, you should do this instead of this and this," and I take it because I'm like, yeah, maybe they're right. And you just kind of, then you have other people like, dude, you're getting walked all over.
I can relate. No, it's a delicate balance, because, like, as a director, it's hard because you want to please everybody sometimes. It depends on your personality, obviously. I would say, put myself in that category. It's like when I was in charge of the production, it's like, you're trying to balance so many people. Like, you want to get people out of there. People don't want to wait around. And then inevitably somebody ends up waiting around too long. You're like, why did I, do that? Have them come that time. Yeah. But it's just the nature of the beast, the nature of filming, because it's so unpredictable. It's like, get there, and then things might around, and it's like I want to please everybody, but then sometimes you get in a thing where, all right, well, now you're doing a
disservice
to yourself.
Thank you.
Or to the film itself, because you're like, this, I have to make this film work, and I'm gonna piss somebody off. It's just, it is what it is. But
You're
it's hard if
always
you're one
gonna piss somebody off.
teaser kind of personality. It's like,
But see, you
wanna
have
make
to learn how
your
to
actors comfortable and respect everybody, and it's,
There's a difference, Maurice, between being soft and being respected. So you need to learn how to be respected by your cast. And again, if that means when you go on set, let's say you go on set and all you want to do on set is just bullshit and just do nothing, right? And waste everyone's time. You're going to lose the respect of your cast members because they're going to tell you, hey guys, we're actually going to do this. And they're going to look at you like, yeah, okay, like that's ever going to happen. So what you have to do, if someone's telling you that you're too soft, you really need to put your foot down and say, no, we're doing it this way. We're doing it this way. We're doing it my way because this is how we're doing it. You're on my set. You need to take control of your set, because when you can't take control of your own set, there's a problem and you shouldn't be in that field. So that's how I always tell people. I learned that the hard way with myself, because I went out there, and when I first started filming, I had people walking all over me saying, well, I know better than you and I know this. And then it turned out to be not the Keith film. It turned out to be everybody else's film. But also at the same time.
And then everybody wants to give their input too, like on how certain things in the story should go. And it's like a collaboration of sorts, because I don't know everything. Mm-hmm. There's certain things within maybe the story and plot that, like, oh wow, I didn't see that. You're right, that doesn't make sense. And somebody can give their input and such, but then there's a point where you do have to draw the line, because you're going to get everybody saying, oh, you should do it this way, you should do that, and it's like, stop, I just, let's do it this way.
This is the Maurice McCoy show, not everyone else's show. So you just have to.
Personality that. Oh, I'm sorry, Keith. Go ahead.
No, continue.
I was just gonna add that if you're somebody that is open, you're like, oh, I'd love to hear your ideas. Yeah, that's a good idea. You have to know when to close that door, because then it gets to be like, it's bogging this thing down. We're never going to get this thing done. I mean, we could sit there and find flaws in every scene and everything that, like, oh, we should change this,
And my advice to you, Maurice, is, let's okay. So you had issues with your DP on the Friday the 13th thing, right? You had issues with that, right? Okay, you have to know, first of all, it sucks what happens and stuff like that, but when you start, how would I say it? How long have you been working on that film? That's my first question. How long have you been working on it? And because we're here to try helping everyone as much as we can to make them better at what they want to do, at what they want to be, because sometimes you have to just get on somebody's ass and say, listen, I'm gonna give you a wake-up call right now because I want to see you get better. And that's what we're here tonight. We're trying to make people get better at what they have to do. We're not experienced, but we just want to put our 2 cents in. And as I always tell people, you can take it with however grain of salt you want. You can brush it all off, or you can take it in and maybe change your ways of doing things. But so how long have you been working on this film? Because I know I seen it out a little bit before, and I know it's been out for a little bit but hasn't been completed. So how can we help you? Like, what do you need help with? Like, what is what's a good term, Lillian? How would you say it? How can we help you get this film off the ground without, not money wise, but like where to start, where to look at? So let's see. Well, it's 2024, 25. I've been working since 2023. Okay. So you've been working on it for going on 2 years for it?
What's
have
the
you
biggest
filmed?
obstacle,
Have you?
Maurice? Like,
Yeah,
sorry,
what's your
sorry.
obstacle? No, go ahead, Lillian. Sydney, jump in. Sam, jump in. What's the biggest obstacle that you have? I don't mean to cut you guys off. I'm sorry. I get like a back delay on everything.
Yeah, I know it's tough.
So there you go. So
Um,
now I have to wait a little bit. So yeah, so what's the obstacle that you're going through? Because there are films that have been out that have been worked on for years and years, and I know people who I talk with them on set and they're just like, well, I mean, we don't really do anything. We come on set and we just bullshit and they don't get anything done. So at that point, filming is not a party. It's not about having fun and, going out and drinking and whoa.
Let's hear.
Thank you.
everybody's sneezing tonight.
I know, right? All right, so he said,
crew and the right cast. Yeah.
for me, it's a trustworthy crew and right cast. Yes, that's everyone's biggest problem trying to get.
Hi, Max.
Kenzie says hello. Max says hello. But yeah, that's everyone's biggest issue. It's trying to find a trustworthy crew and the right cast, especially if you're not paying anybody and they're traveling. You got to make sure. Hello, Mary Kate. Welcome back.
Yes.
So
It's a good walk.
have you been listening in what we're talking about?
Yes, I was.
Okay,
I was listening
so-
while I was walking.
Okay, so Maurice has worked on this film, The Jason Returns to Hell, and he's been working on it for 2 years. And we're trying to help him get back on track with this, how he can make it better. And so people were calling him soft, and people don't want to come up and talk to him about situations because they just don't want to. So his thing right now, his biggest obstacle is finding a trustworthy crew and right cast. So that's just kind of where we're just about to start with. And yeah, so finding a trustworthy crew and cast is everyone's biggest thing. Like I said, if if you're not paying, if they're traveling on their own time, it can get very difficult finding people who are like that.
Well,
But the
how much
thing
is left, Maurice? How much is left
Yeah.
to the film to be like? Where are you at in the? Are you is this post production now, or you have more of the film? Whoa!
So all right.
Chris
I
just-
won't. So
just
I'll.
Not
Okay.
mincing
So
words.
right. Okay. So I'm gonna reword it, in this way for what Chris says. So he said, Maurice, you've been working on this movie for years, and you are all about promoting the idea of it rather than doing the work on it, making it. Stop trying to be a brand. Okay. So that came out pretty rough, but like I said, we're here to work with each other. We're all here to collaborate with each other. So basically, if that's how it's going, if that's how it's going with you, Maurice, where it's all about promoting and not getting, not filming, then I get that's an issue. He's like, don't reword me. This is my podcast, buddy. I can reword whatever I want. So Maurice, the next question turns into, for me, pre-production stage, have to reshoot entire trailer next summer. Okay.
So you're trying to shoot the trailer before you actually film the film. Am I understanding that correctly, Maurice?
Yeah, and that's one thing I do not agree with. I do not agree with filming trailers before your actual product is done, because if actors come and go and they change, you wasted all that time filming that trailer. Oh, we know you.
We know you.
we know you, Christopher. So yeah, I hate it when people film their trailers first and then they go ahead and they film the production, because it's like, what's the point? It's much easier for you to put all your time and effort into filming the actual product and then taking snippets out of the trailer knowing that nothing's going to change. So
And if I had to guess what Maurice is doing, probably, I assume, Maurice, the point of you doing the trailer first is because you want to, for the fundraising, you want people to say, oh, this is what we can do. But yeah, there is a risk with that. There is a risk that then, as Keith said, you might get, you have an actor that's involved, then however long it takes, then it's like, oh, maybe they bail on the project, they change their look. I mean, it's
Mhm.
You got to be real with yourself, Maurice, and like right now, like I said, Christopher, he's straight up real, and I love it, And I'm gonna be real, with you right now, and I'm gonna tell you this: is if you're on your set bullshitting and you're not getting your shit done, and you're wasting people's times, or you're promising people things that you can't have or what they're never going to get, then you're going to lose the trust of your casting crew. You got to be straightforward with everybody. You got to be honest, and you basically got to tell them everything what's up. Because if you tell someone, hey, we're going to be filming this on set, and then you end up, where am I getting that cold breeze from? That's weird. I got a cold draft. If you're telling your cast one thing and they show up and they're not getting what you promised, that's a big problem, because you're going to lose their trust. If you're going on set and just getting people just because they want to have fun and they want to just sit and talk on set, yeah, no, we're not doing that. It's like, I know people who just get people to come on set just so that they can say, look at me, guys, I got the ladies, I got all this, like, this is awesome. No. It's a job. You're wasting other people's time when they show up on set and you're not doing anything what you're supposed to do. So I'm not trying to call you out or anything in a wrong way, because I don't know what's going on, but I know that's the majority issue of what happens. That's just how it is. So
Something
Kenzie,
constructive he could do is totally make a trailer for, like, say, his Indiegogo or whatever, that's him talking about his idea and his project. Like, I just recently looked at somebody's Indiegogo and I was so taken back by their introductory video, and it was really just the director talking about the passion of his project and little snippets of, like, background stuff, and it was, like, so enthralling. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And it's actually one of the shark ones, of course, but it was the first time that I've seen a director really put together a, like, passion video that was really captivating without it having to be a trailer, without it having to have any of the actors in it, just a real passionate go of what the project's about. And that could be a better avenue for him to drum up the entertainment and the what he needs for his investment. I can't even talk anymore. Is to do a video like that. So instead of having to reshoot it and wait till summer and it be a negative, totally revamp the whole campaign and go with something like that instead, to where he's not having to wait till summer, get actors, all those things. It can totally be, like, reworked and done up in a different way, and that may earn him a little bit more respect that way also as a director for his crew. If they watch this video and they're like, dang, it's so passionate, I want to be a part of that, that's a way to do it too. So just to toss in some constructive, something to do, that might be an avenue to go.
and
awesome.
and no, that's
Hey guys,
awesome.
I gotta hop off,
Okay,
but
bye.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, see you, Sammy. See ya.
Take care.
So no, and that's great. I'm glad you're not thinking none of us are calling you out, because we want to help you. We want anybody's film to get better. This is why we're here. Yeah, I really think if you've been doing this, and to bounce off Mary Kate, I mean, put your money, what you have right now, into your fundraising, into what it looks like. Take the time, set up your pre-production, look at what makes it interesting. You're you are playing around with a really, really touchy field by doing a remake and a fan-made film. When you start getting into fan-made films, you are really, really playing it with the fire. So you got to think to yourself, Maurice, what makes other people? Why would I want them to donate to me? Why would I want them to give something? Because people already have a hard time going on Amazon watching a video for $3, and they're like, is it going to be worth my time? Let alone go to a movie theater and spend X amount of money. So you have to do that. Also, you got to look at your reputation, man. You got to look at the stuff that you put out there, because people will do research on you before they even want to put something on it. Even though you had a low budget film and you're working on things, if you have a bad rep with some stuff and they're like, I don't like this, or you had a bad rep with like majority of your cast, people are going to find a way to spread that word around, and it's going to ruin the chances of you fundraising. I saw your fundraiser. I'm looking at it right now. And I seen you raise $591, so it's 10%, and it's six. You're trying to get 6,000 for your goal. So, I definitely think like it's just, to be honest, it's bland. It's bland, as Gordon Ramsay says. It's bland. You need because Lily and Sammy always start giggling. Chris says I can't be on be on Keith's test because Lillian and Sammy keeps it. Yes, they giggle too much. So, you gotta be interesting. When I did the Red Huntress, actually, I'm not even gonna get into Red Huntress. When I did Fate Forthcoming, the original, I only raised $300 the first time I did it. Why? Because my thing was bland and nobody liked it. Okay. Moving forward, I did Shadowmere. Okay. I raised, I think, $500. Okay. Cool. I went up 200. Then I went to the Red Huntress and I started raising a lot of funds for it because I knew I can't keep this boring. The way you write things, the way you lay things out, pictures, put your money into that first. Because I'm going to tell you, if Lillian, Mary Kate, or Sydney goes and says, hey, as an actress, I'm going to go look on this person's page, and they see just one picture of Jason. If they just see this on your GoFundMe page and just that and a few little paragraphs, I'm not going to jump on board with that. Great idea, but it's just not enough for me to be convinced, whether it's worth it or not. So, I mean, I don't know if anyone wants to jump off from that. I know, Sydney, you've been quiet a bit. I mean, Sydney's been agreeing with everything. She's just, yeah.
Well, I don't know from a director point of view, but I know from my own point of view, social media, you have to find what's going to stop someone from scrolling. So if you talk about your history with the franchise and what it is about it that connected with you, that you want to make this fan film, you can get people on your side because, hey, I feel that same way about that and I want to support this guy because, so it's not only the movie, but it's you and how you portray yourself so that you're attracting people to your project. Because think of the thousands of things that we all scroll by every day. So what are you going to do to make somebody put the brakes on to even give your project a look?
Yeah, I mean, we're not dealing with a easy task at hand. Any film, it's a gamble. You're going to gamble your money. You're gambling other people's time. Lillian knows about it. You're going to have to take loans out.
Yeah.
Try not to do that, please.
Yeah, I was just thinking that see, the problem is too, there's so many of us that are making films because it's so easy to make make something that everybody's doing it. So everybody's like, fund my film. And it's like, it's good to like try and crowdfund, get what you can. And every little bit helps, but you have to be willing, if you're the person, the filmmaker, if I don't raise X amount of dollars, I'm either gonna, scrap the project or just, I'm gonna have the money's gonna come from, my own funds. I'm gonna have to come up with money. And to just rely on crowdfunding, it's one of these things that's like, there's too many people that are trying to crowdfund for their films. So like, and I've told you this before, Keith. Like when I for Deranged, the director that was on it previously was like, "Oh, you need to do it on it." I'm like, "Oh, I hate asking people for money because most of my Facebook friends either don't have a lot of money or they're making their own projects. They're raising money for their own stuff. So it's like, and so I begrudgingly did it. But it's like I'm aware, like if I post something, it's like I know, like you know, you guys are all trying to raise money for your own project, or you don't have a lot of money either, you know. And it's like you just have to go in there knowing that and not rely on. If you're gonna if you're gonna put, you know, do a project, you have to prepare to like fund it out of pocket and not just totally rely on crowdfunding. You know? So it's a delicate balance because I mean, you know, obviously you want to have like people support your film, but sometimes you just gotta like, all right, well, I'm like with me, I was just like stubborn. I'm like, I am finishing my film. I don't care.
And that's where the problems happen.
That's the way I would be too. I'd be like, hi. Like at the end, it's just my hands. Like I can't afford to do anything else.
I mean, it is tough. I mean, when you make your own, and that's what was eye-opening to me, because I was always somebody that was the actor, so I didn't really know what the producers, directors have to go through. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a pain in the ass, man. Because it's all the responsibility is on you. Like I didn't even, when I would show up to sets, like as long as I knew my lines and what was going on, fine. But then, like as a director or producer or whatever, you gotta be responsible for props and costumes, and it's like threading a needle to get everything to go right. And it's just like, you
have to be creative, Maurice. You really have to, especially on a lower budget. And you can talk to Sydney, you can talk to Lillian, and Mary Kate will soon know our tips and tricks on how to make something at such a low budget, because when they come on my set, when we did Fate Fourth, when we did all this stuff, Lillian's like, is this even gonna work? It's like, yes, it will. You gotta have that.
I saw, and no, you know what, Keith, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but I knew you were capable of producing a really cool product, because when you first reached out to me, I looked at your page and I saw what you could do. Like you did a lot of cool like special effects. I'm like, all right, he's doing stuff. Like he's doing some good stuff. So that's why I was like, all right, you know, I believe you can, you know.
And that's and if you can't do it, Maurice, I know money's an issue. Find someone who's not going to charge you. If you want to get that reputation, because let's say your name is like, okay, they see, oh, Maurice McCoy, and you had actors that you had a bad run-in with your DP and stuff. Find somebody who you might have to give the reins to them to take control, and you just have to sit back and let them do what they have to do, because it's just getting you started. You need right now to restart. You need a good team. You need a solid person who can guide you in the way they need to go. Because if you do it yourself, there's going to be a higher chance of you failing again. It happens to me all the time. When it came down to SFX, I used to do it myself, and I eventually had to give it up to Hilario, because he was like, listen, dude, you can keep doing it yourself, or you can let me do it. And when I gave him the reins to it,
I lost an eye.
Exactly. Like, what was that?
I said when you said when I let him do it, I said I lost an eye. No.
Yeah, like you lost an eye.
Until
you know.
An eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have to. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Sydney. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say on that vein, I don't know, because like I said, I'm not in that position, but would it be worthwhile if you're in an area where this is a possibility to maybe get film students, special effects students, and say, come work on the set for experience. I can't pay you, but you'll have your name in the credits, stuff like that. You can leverage those types of situations too, so that you're helping somebody else to come up and they're helping you.
Yeah, 100%. You just need to find somebody who's willing to you have to find someone. Give me 1 second.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, you have to find somebody who can help you. You know, like I wouldn't mind helping you, but I'm really busy with a lot of other sets that I'm working on. But it's not hard to find someone who can help you get that goal. And if that means you got to be very if that means, how would I say it? You got to give up your power sometimes. You have to give it up. Like, I know Jason is your baby. You wrote it. So I'm looking at like everything, like, oh, everything's popping up.
I was waiting for you to stop talking before I was like, bye.
So trust is the key. Trust is the key. But I agree with you as far as I said I thought I said fiancés. Like what? As far as finances, I am at 50% of my goal that I put on GoFundMe. So you're 50% of your goal. Okay, so that's good.
Okay.
Now the next thing is you need to execute. You know, take that money. Even if you don't have to, you have stuff that you can go out and do. Working my butt off 6 days a week. Let's be very serious. Yeah, no, everyone's working. Everyone works. You know, it's this is our hobby. It's not our Monday through Friday. So, you just gotta keep working at it, man. Just, you know, if you gotta find somebody else to be a director who can help you, who has more experience in that field, go look.
And one
You know?
suggestion I would have too that I've been told too, you should, in the ideal world, have your locations locked, different things before you even start casting. I don't know. I assume you've cast much of the project, but sometimes what happens is when you cast too early is then people just, you know, they're like, I got another project, and you know, you're taking too long to get things going. I mean, we had for Deranged, we filmed half the whole, you know, half the movie with the lead actor, and he bailed on the project. He, you know, freaked out during filming, and so we had to start from scratch. You know, and there's a lot of reasons why, and one of the things that did not help that situation was the fact that he was coming from out of state, and he was cast by the previous director. I don't think he is. You in the chat? He's like, I'm trying to keep this private. So, you know, I think too with that, because he was cast by the previous director, I would not have cast this person mainly because they were out of state, because it's hard to manage. And so then when there were all these other problems going on, when the other director quit, you know, and so he was getting impatient. I think that was part of it, and it's like, you know, trying to get him. Oh, you got to come in. He was coming from Ohio, so it's just like sometimes you have to wait for cast, you know, as the last piece, because otherwise you risk, if you're you know, fiddling around trying to figure out locations or whatever else with the film, you got cast members that are getting irritated. You go, oh, I got this other project, then they change their hair, and you know, so
yep.
And people have ADD too, and like as soon as they see something else shiny, then you don't have their attention anymore. So you have to
and find actors who share your work, man. Find that, because the biggest downfall of a lot of films is when their actors don't share it. Ken Max says some of the best actors are unknown and don't charge because they're trying to get out there. Take a chance on people and they'll take a chance on you. Exactly. Do that. Maybe you might have to start fresh. Maybe you might have to take everything down and restart, because that's sometimes what you have to do. Take a little break from it, because if you're in a situation where you can't you can't find trustworthy cast and crew, maybe you just got to take it down, get everything reset, and restart, but start differently. Start somewhere else. You know, some people don't like casting in Chicago, so they cast outside of Chicago, and then they bring it into Chicago and they film there, and it works much better. Sometimes it's vice versa. But of course, you're going to run into people who want to get paid. But the thing is that if you have something worth the quality, you probably wouldn't have an issue getting these people to come in. Just like what Max says on here, you know, you gotta take a chance. You know what I mean? Throw it out there, and hopefully people take a chance on you. But
I'm gonna start singing ABBA if you say that one more time.
oh my goodness! Don't start with
Were we singing that on my podcast? I think
on
we
her
went down an
podcast we were
ABBA.
singing that. Yeah, we were singing that. So, I mean, if I was you, Maurice, like in conclusion, if I was you, if you had to restart everything from scratch, or if you have to restart anyway, I would restart everything.
Yeah.
You know, start from ground zero, and oh my goodness, Hilario, I want to get
Oh,
paid.
is that who that is?
Yeah, I want to get paid.
But not to
yeah.
cut you off, Keith, but what you're saying about restarting, then you can get a fresh hook to get people to look at, because if it's only been that Jason, people get used to. I try to mix up with my book because I published it. It'll be 2 years next month, and I'm still trying to sell my book. So I have to come up with creative ways to, you know, like I did a whole video with like to the Reading Rainbow song about take a look at my new book, you know, like, and I'm just spinning around the pole with my book, trying to just come up with things that people think is stupid enough that they'll watch it for 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Start from new, man. Take it
down.
Don't
be afraid that you're gonna get laughed at or people are gonna talk about. People are gonna have a problem with everything. So do it your way.
But you can't fuck up the second time. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. That's right.
Fuck it up. So you go in there right now. You restart everything. Take a step back. Look at everything that you need to do. What you need to fix. Start with your pre-production. You have your story. Plan out your story. If that means you have to go back and rewrite things, because you always have to base off. There's two ways of doing this, right? The first way of doing it is you write your story for the long run. You're going for it, okay? Meaning that if you don't get your goal, you're done. That's it. You're not going to even touch it. Or you can be flexible and you're like, okay, I'm going to write my story, but I'm going to write my story at a basic level, what I can afford, what I can do, what I can get access of. Because if you're writing stories saying, I'm going to do a scene of Jason terrorizing a whole village or town or camp. There you go. I'm sorry, camp. He's terrorizing a whole camp, and a whole camp that you're looking for is like $12,000 to rent out. Good luck with that. You know what I mean? But you gotta do it where start small, because you need 6,000. Maybe don't start off at 6,000. Maybe start off at $2,000. Start your goal small and then build up, because people look at what you make too. When I did the Red Huntress, I started off small. I need a lot of money to film it, but I started off small and I hit my goal. And when people see, oh, he's hitting his goal, they're going to have a higher chance of donating to you. So, but also look at your team, you know, because if you're the only one directing and you're just pushing all your issues to everybody else, then that can be a problem. So find a good team who will work with you. Don't give anybody, don't tell anyone or give anybody any like, oh, I'm going to pay you this much money and this, and I'm going to give you this. Don't give any promises. Just tell them this is what's going on. That's how we're going to do it. If you want to be a part of this project, you can be. But you got to remember, casting actors is very last until you have that schedule ready to go. That's it. End of story. Because, I mean, obviously, it's like Sydney, you travel. When we filmed, I had to make sure, hey, are you good with this date? Because if I say, yeah, okay, hey, Sydney, I'm going to get you on my set. You're going to be like, all right, cool. After like 6 months, you're going to be like, so am I still in this project or what?
Exactly. And I like that we worked together to get the flight that worked for, you know, and then getting me to where I needed to be, because I didn't have a clue where I was. You know? And that, you know, that because, and this is for Maurice too, because you came across as someone trustworthy that I could fly halfway across the country and not feel like I was going to wind up in the trunk of a car in the woods on fire. Like there's a certain amount of trust that comes with when you're getting people to come work with you.
Mhm.
And I didn't know anybody else, because the person that I knew wound up not being able to come. So it was just kind of a big trust fall. And it was great, but that's because of how you presented yourself before I even committed to the part.
You got, excuse me. You gotta make sure your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed before you get anybody on your set.
Yep.
So, so hopefully everything goes well with you, Maurice. Like I said, if you need any help or advice, we're here. But I think all of us, me, Sydney, and Lillian, I think we really think that you should probably restart from ground zero and restart it again and take your time, take a look at it, see what you can improve and see how you can, attack this moving forward. Maybe you might not have actors from Chicago. Do what Sydney says. Maybe you might, look at schools out here in Chicago. You got Columbia, you got Tribeca, you have DePaul. Maybe talk to students, seniors, juniors who are willing to come out and do this because that's what they're looking for. And they don't charge because they're looking for credit.
Right.
As long as you have food on set, I think you'll be okay. So
the
let's
other
start
thing
off
that
with
I was
that.
going to add too is when you're planning on when you want to relaunch. Like right now, like from my years in a certain industry, what I've learned is around the holidays things are tight because everybody's buying presents, and then in January, forget it because those credit card bills come in and everybody's freaking out. So I would look at it beginning of February. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Like April's key because it's, everybody's getting them early now. But once those tax returns come in, that's that found money. People are like, yeah, sure, I'll throw you some. So try to take advantage of that.
And make sure you have really good perks because you don't just say, oh, I need this money and you don't have anything cool. Make sure you have something cool for them. Make sure it's in your budget too, as Lillian has talked about. Don't say, oh, hey, if you get this perk, you get a brand new car when you donate to this perk. And now you're like, oh, I got the money, but now I have to go get a brand new car for this person too. So
that's hilarious that you said that because the company that I'm affiliated with that just completely redid everything was doing this Porsche promotion for about a week and a half, and then I guess realized that they couldn't, and they were like, psych, never mind the Porsche.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's really funny that you said a car specifically because I'm like, I haven't seen that in action. It doesn't work.
Well, people go out and they say, okay, cool, for $200 you can get a perk XYZ, right? And you donate, and then next thing you know, you're over here spending $150 and completing that perk for somebody else, and you only take off $50, if that.
Right.
So you just gotta find your way around. But definitely start from ground zero. Take a step back, take a look at it, do your job, raise some extra cash, and put together a team. It starts with you. Put together a team, get your location, get your funding, and then get the actors. Actors should be last. So
thing is, if it's a Jason movie and it's taking place at a camp, just because I do mine to mouth, I think of it, I have to say it, I'm sorry, but if you had for a perk, you could name a cabin after somebody that donated, and it could be like whatever, whoever's cabin or whoever's
Sydney's cabin,
Pine Forest Paradise, whatever. But that could
the Humpty Dance cabin.
Exactly. Stop what you're doing now, because. But it's something that isn't going to cost a lot of money out, but they'll be featured in the film in a creative way. So
that actually sells a lot.
Yeah.
Or like you get your a drink, like name somebody's business. You can put their business on a bottle of water or something like that. There's so many things that you can do that's not coming out of your pocket, but people find really cool. IMDb credit. A lot of people go through that. Really push on the associate. There you go. Really push on.
That was my first perk that I bought before I was part of the cast.
Yeah. Or voices. We did Voices of the Forest, and people just sent in their voice, and we used it in there, and we kept it cheap, and we didn't have to spend anything out of pocket, So, especially do things that are remote that you can work with, and this is for everybody, don't, you can get t-shirts and all that stuff, but just be careful how much you're asking for versus what you're gonna put out. So
And make sure that you always buy your effects person coffee because they get really pissy if they
oh
don't
yeah, mm-hmm. He
Yeah.
wants his coffee. Yet again, he left it on set, so I still have his big giant cup at my house. I washed it for you. You're welcome, buddy. So all right, so we got 15 minutes left on the podcast because I am very tired from filming.
You
So
had
is
a long weekend.
yeah, I'm
I
still
only had to
going.
film one day, so I got off easy.
No, we only filmed on Saturday. We got everything
Oh.
done. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
did I misunderstand? You said that
So we were supposed to do Saturday and Sunday, and we were able to get everything finished on Saturday. We didn't finish filming till like midnight, 1 o'clock.
what
in the
did well
morning.
you said something earlier about Clifton. You're like, oh, he's tired, or because he had to travel all the way back.
Yeah, he drove. So he left. He left the hotel. His checkout was like 11 o'clock. This morning. He made it home. Yeah, he was on the podcast for a little bit. So yeah, he left. Yeah, Monday. Yeah, this morning at like 11, and then it's like an 8-hour drive or something. So he just when he jumped on, he just got home. So yeah. So but yeah, I was like, ooh, it was a long day, but we got it done. I was able to take a break on Sunday, and I started editing some things earlier today, and you know how fast I am with editing. It's just
That's great.
So, but I started getting a headache, and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, we're not doing this. So I'm gonna call out Ryan Barrett. Is Ryan Barrett in here right now? That was Hilario.
Yes. Ryan Barrett, come on down.
You are on the lounge.
I've been going to bid $1 that Ryan is not here.
I don't think he is. I'll come back to him. I have also, because I have 2 more films. One is Ryan Barrett's, and the other one is another Friday the 13th, I believe. Fan film. This is Brandon Spaz Parmley. Is he on here? Brandon, are you on our podcast? I'll give everyone 3 minutes to respond. So anyway, I mean, I thought filming went really well over the weekend. It was a lot of we had heat, at least.
A kerosene heater, man.
It was propane. Kerosene is worse. Yeah, propane. Propane.
My grandma used to have I remember because we lived next door to her, and she had this big old kerosene heater in the middle of her living room. So it's just
I remember those.
Yeah, and then you pass out from all the carbon monoxide.
Yeah. We used to go to my friend's uncle's cabin. It was right at the border of New York and Pennsylvania on 14 acres, 1 room, no running water, no electricity, but it had that big kerosene heater. Yeah, I remember being up there in the winter.
Yeah, it got the propane heater though. It kept it would emit. It was fine for a while, and then it was we had to keep turning it off. I was like, no, don't turn it off, Keith.
You had to turn it off or open the door because I was like, whoa, I'm getting lightheaded.
Yeah.
It was either from moving way too much or just for me, I don't know if it was different because I had stress already for filming. Yeah. But I didn't know if it was stress. But everyone was like, my eyes were burning. I was like, I think everything is tight enough, but we have to cut it off you're supposed to cut it off every so often or have a good circulation going in. So, it
was hard driving home that night, Keith. It was raining. Oh my gosh, the road.
Was it that bad?
It was bad for me. I mean, I listened to stuff to keep myself awake and alert, but I'm white knuckling it on the wheel because it was just a lot of rain that day, and it's just
As long as it wasn't snowing.
At least it wasn't doing that.
So I'm gonna just talk about the Red Hunters real quick. Everyone, like I said, everyone can go check out the Red Hunters. We just wrapped up everything for episode 2, minus like small little minor things I got to put together. But we wrapped that up, and so yeah, so we are. I'm trying to get it out by the holidays, maybe after Christmas or before, it depends, because most people watch Christmas movies. Like I still have to watch A Christmas Story, and yes, Clifton was very upset when he found out I didn't watch that.
I
So
was like very upset when I found
I
out.
will watch it tonight because I got free time. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm gonna watch it tonight, and I'm gonna go ahead and see how that goes with me, as long as I don't fall asleep. But I'm pretty good at staying awake through movies. It's not like, oh, you're already falling asleep, and it's like, no, I'm good. In 5 minutes, you're knocked out. But yeah, so episode 2, I'm gonna try getting out within the next few weeks. Perks are gonna be released out for those who donated. New perks are coming out too, added on what we have already. So stay tuned for that update. We have this awesome location we want to film at. So please, everyone, we need your help to get
I
this
don't even know
location.
about the location. It's a secret to me.
No, it's okay. So it's a old church that's turned into a venue. It's huge, right? And it's
Cool.
$150 an hour to use. Yeah. So we need to raise at least for full days of filming. We're gonna try getting everything filmed on one day, one full day, like a 10-hour day, 11-hour day. And that's gonna be close to like $1,500, almost $2,000
Yeah.
to rent. But it's gonna be so worth it. It's amazing. It's an awesome site to have gargoyles. And the thing I was gonna tell everybody is, for episode 3, is we're going to have our first fight between a gargoyle and a werewolf that we're going to bring in. So that's going to be really cool how we're going to pull off. So this episode is probably going to be one of the most expensive episodes that we are raising for. That's why we're taking a little break in January to help fundraise, because we're building an awesome gargoyle costume for Mary Kate, and then we're also building a awesome werewolf. Sorry, give me a second. Okay. We're building an awesome werewolf costume that people finally wanted to see and all that other stuff. So they're going to go at it. It's going to be great. Episode 2, there's a twist at the end. So yeah, we're trying to fundraise. I think by Wednesday, I'll be able to update everything. So everyone can, like I said, on the bottom, it says Indiegogo. It's been going on all night. You can go to the Red Huntress. Sydney has her perk. So when she comes out again, you can when she comes out again, it will help her, and like the last time, it helped you too, so that money helps. It goes into the actors. When you donate to the support an actor perk, it goes into the actors. Lillian hasn't had a perk yet, but we'll have to get something for her. So
Yes, thank you very much to the people who have bought my perks so far. I really, really, really appreciate it, and please check it out.
yes, it's fun. Lillian, we just need to get her a jacket to stay warm. So if you all care for Lillian, when I put out a perk, to get this church so we can film in it, this not abandoned, but the venue that looks like a church, an old church. I don't know how you call it. It's just a venue, but it's a church turned into a venue. It has heat in it. So
I was gonna say $150 an hour. It better have heat.
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's an amazing
It better have cocktails for that much.
cocktail. Okay, there's no cocktail for it, but it has
I'm just saying
electricity.
$150 an hour. There's got to be like stuff included in that. That's crazy.
It has electricity and it has heat. So
okay. Well, there you go.
that's what I'm very happy about. Okay, so but also I really want to make the series look really good. So I have a backup plan of other locations, but this is my number one goal, to try getting into it. There's going to be a lot of backstory. Not a lot of backstory, but it's going to be a good amount of backstory to it. And I would say out of the whole series, it's probably going to be my longest episode. So It's going to be backstory. It's going to be fighting. It's going to be scary. It's very much paranormal. I guess the vibe people have asked me what it is. I said it's kind of like The Nun. When you watch The Nun, that's the vibe. Scary, paranormal, a lot of jump scares. So it's going to be good. So when you watch, you got to keep your headphones on and volume up so we can get everybody. So all right, so we are on the last 5 minutes of the podcast, and I have not heard from Ryan or Brandon, which is okay. So we will save that for next time. Next week's podcast, it's going to be something really interesting. It's not just about independent filmmakers. We're talking about everybody in production and crew. So SFX artists, for people who make music, SFX, I'm sorry, SFX music, oh my goodness, what is it? Just anybody in crew. Okay, put it that way. So anybody in crew, SFX music.
Costumes.
So Hilario's got to be on then.
He has to be on there, Hilario. So you guys can I'll put out a post and everyone can go ahead and get on there, drop their work on there, drop their websites. We're going to promote you all for this too. So if you have a location, if you are a producer or a owner of a location that you want to rent out to people and you want to promote, go ahead and we'll talk about that and promote that so that we can get other people to help you. And also for people who are SFX artists and music makers, if you're looking at getting your work out there, that's what we're here for. I know we're all sure thing, I'm in. Okay, see, there you go. So we're gonna have some cool work next Monday. It's going to be our holiday one. So okay, Ryan's in here. Okay. So that's all right. So Ryan's here. So we're gonna do a quick talk about it. For Ryan. He was in the writer's room. So, but yes, so that's gonna be next week's podcast. So we're gonna get into Ryan's film real quick, and then we will wrap it up for the night for our podcast. So here we go. All right. So Ryan's film is called, I can't see it cut. Our pictures cut us off.
Pandemonium. I know the name.
Pandemonic.
Oh, Pandemonic. I don't know the name. Sorry.
It's like,
Don't want to be Pandemonium.
what is the thing called from the Looney Tunes? What's the character? That's Tasmanian.
That's why I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, it's not with a P, it's with a T. It's Tasmanian Devil. Pandemonic. So Ryan, what is actually, I have a synopsis of it here. Give me 1 second and I will pull it up. All right. It's like so hard to have like all the synopsis out in front of you on the computer because it's like multiple screens you're opening up, and it's like all right, so it says Pandemonic, and correct me if I'm wrong, directed by Dave Cook and Ryan Barrett. Two best friends move into a haunted house by an evil entity. It's all fun and games until the nightmare begins. All right, so that is the synopsis of Pandemonic. And I'm gonna open up his Indiegogo real quick. Two best friends accidentally buy a haunted house, but soon things begin to go wrong, which leads, I'm gonna pop it up right here, which leads to a nightmare for one friend, but bloody mayhem for all. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up on his Indiegogo and everyone can see it. Give me 1 second. Let's see if we can pull this up. Lillian, are you a part of this film?
Well, I have been asked to be intimacy coordinator. So
Intimacy coordinator.
yeah, apparently there's a scandalous scene that I've been summoned to assist with. So
You've been summoned to it.
yeah.
So here is his thing right here. Unfortunately, we're at the end of that Indiegogo, but that's okay. People can still donate. Let me go ahead and find where. Oh, here it is. That's live. I don't want that one. There it is. Okay, give me a second. Let me pan demonic. Just because you're at the end of your Indiegogo doesn't mean you can still pick up extra funds. That's how I agree with it. All right, here we go. I'm going to pop it up on here and let me know if everybody can see it. I don't know if people can see that. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
All right. So here it is. You guys can go check it out. They got 6 days left. It's a flexible goal, but that's okay because, we use whatever we can. So let's see. It's a 90s inspired horror. Okay. So, here's their page. Just run through everything. You can check them out. Here's some perks. They got $5 special things. Soundtrack CD. That's something new. Movie poster mug.
Cool.
Yeah. Soundtrack CD. I never seen.
That's a different one.
That is very different. That's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. They got the movie poster mug. Let's see. Movie poster. They got a shirt. They got DVD, Blu-ray. A lot of people are really liking Blu-ray. Like, I didn't know how popular that can be. So, signed movie poster, a Titanic prop.
I saw a couple that popped out at me. Keep scrolling.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll start from right.
You know what, guys? I am so sorry. I've got to hop off.
You're good, Lillian. We're gonna finish up
fun.
here. I know we're a little bit we're past by our 2 hours, so I just want to run through Ryan's real quick, and then we're gonna call it. So you're good, Lillian. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. See ya.
Bye.
All right, Sydney. Let's finish this up.
Go down to the $50 donations.
The $50 donations. All right.
That was the first one that popped out at me.
Sign script.
Keep going.
Okay. Sign blow up doll prop.
There you go. And then there's a $125 one that I think is very cool too.
Well, let's see what this is. Sammy Morningstar costume. Oh, she's giving away Sammy's costume. Wow. Okay.
I was like, dang, okay.
See, I don't see people actually doing that where they end up giving away costumes of the characters, because it's like, I guess for me it's different because when you're doing a series, you need to keep it.
Right.
Because you got to bring it back. But for like short films and movies, that's actually pretty cool. They got sponsored cast members.
That's awesome.
So that's cool,
There's a variety. I like that there's a variety of things that people can choose from.
And the prices are very reasonable.
Yes.
The most is $200. I've seen some places are like worth a lot more, but I mean, I get it. You're trying to raise funds for certain things. But this is pretty good. It's pretty good. That's awesome, Ryan. I hope you're able to, raise some more funds. Let's see if we can get this up a little bit. Get them somewhere. If you can get 6,000 within 6 days, that would be amazing. Yeah, if we can help you out by sharing this, hopefully you can raise a little bit more extra funds. So, when do you plan on filming this? Can you give it a little bit of seconds? A few seconds.
It's kind of like a lag between.
Yeah, there's a lag, yeah.
And I was trying to see if there's like a social media for it, but
yeah, I was looking. I don't think there was a social media for this one. So, all right. Well, I know it's a lag and it takes a while to respond. So, spring. Okay, there you go. Spring right before. Okay, cool. So it'll be coming out in the springtime of next year. So yeah, everybody check that out. Check it out. Go help out Ryan with his stuff. If you like what you see, go watch it. So um, that's gonna be awesome. So yeah, check
Very
that
cool.
out. So, all right, everyone, that is it for our podcast this evening. It was great having you all tune in, and I'm so grateful everyone was able to tune in. Hopefully, everyone checks out everybody else's projects. Remember, collaboration is on top, and competition is at the bottom. That's how I always go about it. So go ahead and check out everybody else's stuff. Share it if you like it. Donate to it, and yeah, next Monday will be a great one. I'll have everybody out here. I'll try getting a few more people on because I did say I'll write a Brady Bunch version for the Red Hunters. So I'll have some cool behind the scenes stuff, and next Monday I will make a special. I know we hit 1K on our Facebook stuff, so on the Red Hunters page. So I did promise I will put out a special video, so everyone will, not everyone, but I will post the video up here first that people can watch it. So that's going to be really cool. So stay tuned for that. A sneak preview from episode 2. And that's going to be really, really cool. So, and again, next week is still a part of independent filmmaking. If you didn't get your stuff in this week, we have space for you next week. It's going to be a little bit longer of a podcast, but it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, it will be we want to add I'm sorry, I'm very tired. We want to make sure we add the SFX artists, and we also want to have people who work on the music. We also want to have people on there if you have locations or like special like services that um for filmmakers, like if you make props, stuff like that, go ahead and uh, go ahead and look for my post when I make that post and drop everything on there so we can get you situated and set up, and it'll be the same as last week or as this as wow, oh my god, it'll be the same as today, where you'll just have to do a check-in, make sure you're here, and we'll go from there. So I'm already tired. Long weekend of filming, and I still got to watch A Christmas Story.
Yes, you
So
do.
I will let you know how that goes. And also, since Sydney's back on, don't forget to check her out and her book, Learn Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go Go.
Yes.
So
I think it's backwards on the screen, but yes,
yeah, that's why I had to read it like backwards. I'm like, yeah, I'm tripping already.
Yes.
So
Is
and
it
you can
okay if
also
I give my website for that?
go ahead.
That's just learnedingogo.com.
Yes,
So,
and she does have her own podcast too.
thank you. And thank you again for
Wednesdays?
being on last week. Yes, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. 'cause I'm in
Wednesdays at
Eastern
9
time.
p.m. Eastern. You can check her out. It's a great podcast. It's always fun listening to everybody's podcast. So
Yes.
tune in for that, and we will see everybody next week. Have a good one and enjoy your Monday, because the holidays are coming, and after that I'm going to be eating a lot of food. So all right, everyone, have a safe night and enjoy your week, the rest of your week, and we'll see you next weekend. See ya.
Bye, guys.